And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. I'm your host, Saint Nick. It's September 3rd, 2025, and we are one day out from the start of the NFL season, folks. Let me hear it. Let me hear it, baby. The season begins, the betting begins, the sweat begins. The climb to the Lombardi begins. So today on the show, folks, we're breaking down everything in the NFL, getting our last little look. I think we are going to... I haven't actually looked at the Week 1 lines yet. Can you believe that, folks? Can you believe that? I've somehow been able to shield my vision from looking at the spreads. We've been kind of deep diving the last few days into the futures, passing yards, passing touchdowns, receiving yards, receiving touchdowns. We've been deep diving into all that. But we are gearing up, folks, because tomorrow starts the slate. Thursday night football, Friday night football, and Sunday the whole slate. So I think today on the show we will be live reacting, predicting to the Week 1 line, seeing if we can get any value. We'll lock our official Sunday picks on probably either Friday or Saturday. Thursday show will take care of Thursday's game. Friday's show will take care of Friday's game. But we'll take care of the Sunday slate either on Friday or Saturday. But we'll get there. So let's jump right into it, folks, because there's a juicy breaking story just breaking this morning. And once again, if there's anybody breaking news out there, folks, it's Pablo Torre. And I really got to give him a round of applause here. In an industry where nobody wants to be a true journalist anymore, everybody just wants to play ball with companies and corporations so they get the money on the back end. It's ruining society, folks. But let me digress. But Pablo Torre broke the news about that probably not fair NFLPA, NFL ruling that they all try to sweep under the rug. You know, hey, let's tone down the guarantees, shall we? He uncovered a news story, but this time in the NBA, and I mean, no, not good at all here, folks. Kawhi Leonard, Mr. Silent, Mr. Ha. And I don't like to make fun of Kawhi Leonard because, you know, I thought he was a good guy. Kawhi Leonard. You know, great basketball player. You know, he's got a couple of finals MVP. Could have made a dynasty with the Spurs. Could have made a dynasty with the Raptors. But he decided to play with the Clippers because they weren't playing fair. Because they signed Kawhi Leonard to extra money under the table. Shh. Here's your contract. But why don't you come work for my tree business? Kawhi Leonard in the trees. Big tree, big claw, big tree. So, Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers, ended up paying Kawhi Leonard allegedly, folks, don't come take me down. Kawhi Leonard allegedly signed a $28 million kind of no-show job endorsement deal with a fraudulent tree planting company secretly funded by $50 million from the Clippers owner, Steve Ballmer. And once again, folks, I mean, I forget what the movie's called, but you gotta watch it. You got everybody, The Big Short, we love The Big Short. The other movie that told you about shell corporations, shell companies. All these businesses are hiding money in an LLC that's in another shell company, that's in another shell company, under another shell company, and an LLC in another shell company, in another shell company, folks. It's like the shell game where you keep doing the shell, the Matryoshka dolls. You do one, there's another one right under it. A little smaller one right under it. It keeps going. Small, itty bitty. It's all the way down. That's literally today's business, folks. If you don't got money in different shell companies, you're doing it wrong. If you're paying taxes, folks, you're doing it wrong. I'm telling you. So not good because they're circumventing the salary cap. They're circumventing. They're quote unquote cheating, really. Yeah, we're not, we're at max salary cap, but we still got to get Kawhi Leonard here. What do we do? Oh, pay him from your tree business. Your fake tree planting business. And look, I gotta say my piece about it. This may not be a fraudulent tree planting company, because when I was in college, all right, I had to help a local, I think it was government. It was a local government. It was like the town hall. I had to help the local government find some software to help them with their trees. Plotting the trees, where the trees are, pictures of the tree, filling out databases, basically like a map overlay where it pinpoints where all the trees are in the town. And then you can click on it and kind of see the health of the tree, the condition. Does it need to be trimmed? So there are legitimate tree businesses out there. Tree planting, tree maintenance, just a map of all the trees. So this may not be a fraudulent company, but we know Kawhi, this was really hush-hush under the rug. We'll keep allegedly, but I mean, Pablo Torre did the deep dive, and there was $28 million going to Kawhi Leonard, as long as he's still with the Clippers and on this endorsement deal. So, not good, folks. This is business. We say it all the time. We see this all the time. You can't play by the rules. We all should be. Let me reinstate that. I don't like the cheating. I don't like the circumventing. Stop all this circumventing. All right? Everyone's trying to skirt around it. I've said it before, and I've said it plenty, but I'm just sick of everybody playing their game. Everybody's got a game they're playing. Steve Ballmer says, hey, you come over here, and now we're playing my game where I'm paying you under the table. Now we're all in the game. It's just enough. I'm done with everybody's game, folks. Truly. Man. Yeah. So I'm done with everybody's game, folks. It's getting annoying. It's getting tiresome. Everybody that cheats wins. The good guy. You do the right things. You get stepped on. You get walked all over. And I'm kind of getting sick and tired of it, folks. I'm truly telling y'all, the good guys don't win. The good guys don't win. But let's digress a little bit. Let's rein it in. This makes plenty sense, because when Kawhi Leonard went to the Clippers, everybody was kind of scratching their head like, why are you going? You could have literally went to any big team, big organization. You're, two-time NBA champion and all that, and you're going to go with this Clippers team? But now it all makes sense, because Steve Ballmer wasn't paying fair, zing. He wasn't paying fair, zing. So, money talks, and once again, folks, do not ever talk salary cap to me. Oh my God, we can't sign Micah Parsons. We'll go over the salary cap. They can do other moves, folks. They can move money around. They can start paying you under the table. They can create a shell company so you can get your shell company paid and all that. I don't want to hear it. If you want to get paid, if they want to keep you, these billionaire owners will find a way to get you to their team. Okay, we know this. We see this. So not good. We'll see how Adam Silver handles the situation, and he's really got to rule with an iron fist here, folks. I mean, you got to come down hard on this. You have to. And this has happened before. Folks. With the Timberwolves for who was it? Joe Smith. The Timberwolves tried to get Joe Smith, folks. Yeah, we all know Joe Smith. So this happened a few years ago with the Timberwolves and Joe Smith circumventing the cap, and this was the punishment for them. Well, here are the ground rules, because there are in, the NBA, I don't know what you want to call it, the rule book of the NBA. They do have penalties in place for circumventing the cap, and these are the potential penalties. You get a fine up to $4.5 million for your first offense, fine up to $5.5 million for a second offense, loss of one first-round pick, and the possibility of voiding contracts that involved circumvention. So that's what the rule book says. That's in the law. But this is what the precedent has been from the last time that somebody's been caught circumventing the cap. This is what happened to the Timberwolves. They fined them $3.5 million, so that's, says it right there. They also didn't just forfeit one first-round pick. They lost its first-round pick for the next 5 years. 5 years of first-round picks gone. And they also terminated all of the Smith's short-term contracts with the Timberwolves. So, the precedent kind of stayed true to what the rule book is, but they kind of laid down the law by doing 5 years of first-round picks. So we'll see. You got to do at minimum that. You have to do at minimum what the precedent was. It's unfortunate, but, this is a big star. This is no Joe Smith, This is Kawhi Leonard, the Claw. I mean, folks, he's MVP, Finals MVP, folks. Come on. So, you got to make an example out of this, and it's unfortunate, and they may try to go a little light on the Clippers and Steve Ballmer and all that, because what did the Clippers just do? We just built a new stadium. No, you can't fine me $3.5 million. I got to pay for the stadium. We can't forfeit all of our draft picks. No, we got to be good. We got to build up this team. That's why we moved out of the Lakers stadium, so we can have our own identity. Don't ruin us for 5 straight years. I'm already in debt. I'm in debt with this new building I just built. Well, sorry, Steve. You should have thought about that when you were circumventing under the table. Maybe you should have paid for the stadium under the table too, huh? So not good here, folks. Not good. Hopefully this doesn't get swept under the rug. And once again, shout out to Pablo Torre for truly doing what nobody else is doing. I mean, there's no more journalism anymore, folks. There's no more investigating reporting. Nobody wants to do it anymore. Let me just be PR. Let me just be a mouthpiece for big business. Y'all can keep that. Shout out to Pablo Torre. Give him a raise. Give him another show. Give him something. Put him on Wake Up with Barstool because they need some help. Look, shout out to Wake Up Barstool, but they got to do something on that show. I'm telling you, it's not great. It's not great. I mean, I could help, I think, but I'll digress. I digress. Here we go. Let's keep moving here. One more thing before we start talking NFL talk. And I gotta shout out somebody else here, Mike Wilbon. Yes, finally. I mean, everybody, finally. People are starting to talk. And I like it. Wilbon, Michael Wilbon, folks. We all know him. Part of the interruption. He's been a staple. Big shout out. And he went off on a little bit of a rant yesterday on how the media is treating college football and just sports in general. And this is kind of what we were touching upon yesterday. Mike Wilbon says, quote, "I don't want major media to just ruin the watching of college football for me by exaggerating the hell out of everything." Yes, thank goodness. Folks, the whole Arch Manning narrative all off season long, man, oh man, I know hindsight, retrospect, whatever you want to say, but we all knew in the moment. I mean, I got caught up in it. I mean, folks, that's what the media's job is. I mean, it's to brainwash you. It's to do whatever they want you to, whatever they say. And, they were Arch Manning, the number one team. Texas, the number one team. Arch Manning. I mean, have you seen? I mean, they're not even better than Ohio State that just won the national title. I mean, kid, you look at this Texas team. Wow. Arch Manning, Peyton, Eli. Of course he's going to be great. And we should have known. Shame on me. Shame on all of us. And I'll take credit as well. But, we saw him last year. When Quinn Ewers, he missed like 1 or 2 games. We saw Arch Manning. It wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't anything special. And I should have known that. I should have known it didn't get that much better in that one off season. But the media got me. The media got their hooks into me. Because they exaggerate the hell out of everything. We got to take it down. And that's what I try to do here with this show. I mean, the media acts like there's nothing to talk about. Folks, I go 3-4 hours every single day. I could keep going, all right? Just because it's not a big market. Folks, it's 2025. The internet has made everything a market. It's the market. It's the market of the internet. Nobody wants to come to your shitty city anyway and try your shitty food, okay? It's enough with that. We're on the internet. We're on TikTok. We get enough of your city. We get enough of your big market, all right? It's enough. There's other things to talk about just because it's not the big name, just because it's not Arch Manning. Doesn't have a Manning attached to it. We probably should be looking at other quarterbacks that we could kind of gas up. Because that in turn, because folks, we're not the only one that listens to the media, right? Everybody listens to the media. They've all got a TV. They put it on. Because the NFL scouts, the professionals, they do the same thing. They buy into the media hype. That's why we've seen shit quarterbacks get drafted, shit quarterbacks still getting paid big time money, because these scouts are even getting brainwashed by the media. They don't even know. They can't even tell what's right and what's good and what's bad and all that. So it's really a problem affecting everything, and it's really going to affect the product at the end of the day. If the college system doesn't kind of get their quarterback problem figured out without, the media just kind of forcing these mid quarterbacks on us, then they get drafted, and now they're ruining the NFL. I mean, folks, more than 20? I would say more than 20 teams have just a really disgusting quarterback where you've got really no chance of winning a Super Bowl. I mean, if we keep this up, if this trajectory keeps up and Mahomes retires and Allen retires and Tua and Burrow and Hurts and Herbert retire, I mean, we're going to be left with a league of shit quarterbacks. I mean, let me see, just real quick. I mean, I think there's like 20. There's got to be like 20 teams with a shit quarterback. You've got no chance to win with. I mean, Justin Fields, shut up, but you're not winning a Super Bowl. Drake May, you're not winning a Super Bowl with Drake May. The Browns, folks, the Browns are the clearest example of the media just of a team just trying to take everything that the media says. Oh, Shador, yeah, get him. Oh, Gabriel, oh, yeah. I mean, even this yesterday, I wasn't even going to bring this up. But I mean, this is what the Browns co-owner, do I got it here? This is what she's saying. This is what they're doing in the front office. Data points, data, big data. We're looking for data points. Here we go. Browns assistant GM Catherine Hickman. This is what she has to say when she was pressed at the podium.
Yeah, it's actually a great question, Daryl. That's what makes our job fun and hard. I'd say I'd just go back to like the plan that we have in place for these guys when it comes to developing is the
plan in place for developing, because it's worked out well. The Browns plan has worked out well every single year.
As many valuable data points we can. Now we know
getting as many valuable data points as you can. How about the film? How about you watch the film? That tells you some data points.
Things take time. So what is that going to look like at the end of the year? I don't have a crystal ball to tell you. And
I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, folks, this is what we're dealing with, the professionals in the front office, all that. It's all bunk. It's all fake it till you make it. It's all just do whatever the media says so you can fall back and be like, well, we all thought Arch Manning was good, right? Don't blame me. We all thought Arch Manning was good, right? No. Unfortunately, you shouldn't be able to get that pass. So, I agree with Mike Wilbon. We don't need to keep exaggerating everything. I get it. The talent maybe is not there in college football. Then you go and find the talent. You don't keep inflating no talent. Bad talent, shitty talent. Alabama. Oh my God, it's Alabama, 14-point underdogs. Ah! It's all just so tiresome, folks, but that's why we're here at Takes by Fans. We deliver it to you straight. We deliver it to you like it is. No fluff. We don't fluff anybody up. We don't fluff up Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a good quarterback. He's good, but he's not great. He's not top 5. He's not top 3. Unfortunate. Maybe top 5, maybe. But not top 3. That's Burrow, Lamar, and Patrick. That's the top 3. Top 4, you go bring in Jalen Hurts. Top 5, you make the argument, you probably put 2 in there. You know what I mean? So I keep it level. I keep it level, folks. Alrighty, let's move on here. And let's get to the NFL, shall we? Because we are a little more than 24 hours out. But we got NFL this Thursday, folks. Cowboys, Eagles, and look, I don't want to exaggerate. Let me not exaggerate, okay? But the Cowboys are going to get absolutely washed. Washed big time. But we'll get there. All right, here we go. Before we start talking about this week's slate of games, let's touch upon the news in the NFL. And look, Survivor Pool, probably the funnest thing to bet in an NFL season. The big sweat, one a week. Woo, woo, woo. And I had a kind of top 3 list. I like the Broncos. I like the Cardinals. But maybe we've got to maybe sit back on the Cardinals a little bit because the Saints are pulling out all the stops. They're going gold end zones here this Sunday. That's the Saints' big plan to try to win, to try to drive excitement. Paint the end zones gold. And they look good. I mean, the gold end zones, oof, they're crisp. They're clean by the Saints. But at the end of the day, everybody on the roster is like an Arch Manning, you know what I mean? And not good. So watch out for the Saints in the gold end zone, folks. Watch out for it. They're getting ready to play. But yeah, I still like the Cardinals here. Honestly, Cardinals and Broncos are kind of my 2 locks for Survivor. Definitely want to get the Cardinals out as early as possible. And I also want to get the Broncos out. I know everybody likes the Broncos and all that. The offense, the defense. It's the best in the league in both. We get it. But I still would like to get Bo Nix out of the way sooner rather than later. So I like the Saints here. I like the Broncos this week for Survivor. Also the Dolphins. I know everybody likes to hate the Dolphins and tiptoe around the Dolphins. Get them out of the way week 1. They're facing the Colts. Should be, knock on wood, an easy dub for them. All right, but let's really start here because this guy just had a meltdown, dude. Like, what? Dude, honestly, maybe somebody fell in for the exaggeration of the national media here. Because what is this dude talking about? Why? What is this dude getting butthurt about? We get Sean McDermott at a press conference. I think this may have been last week. I don't know if this was like yesterday, but I think this was sometime like last week in the last 7 days. But Sean McDermott just loses it at the podium for no reason. He literally just is bumbling and stumbling over his words because he has no point to make. What's your point, Sean? Here we go. Listen to this, folks. It's a minute long. Listen to it. It's a lot of nothing. He's like trying to like build up bulletin board material for his team to get going. Okay. Whatever you got to do, Sean. I know you like your speeches. You like your bulletin board material. You like your terrorism. Terrorism, America. We're Americans. We're not going to bow down to the terror. You know what he said, folks. Here we go. This is Sean McDermott trying to build up some momentum from his team. Here we go.
Just overall changing the narrative on Buffalo, that is honestly probably the number 1 thing for me.
Look, I want to just let this all play, but the fact that he opens up the statement by saying, I want to change the narrative of Buffalo. What the fuck narrative are you talking about? Are you talking about the narrative where everybody gets on their knees and sucks off Josh Allen pretty good? You want to change that narrative where they're all against him? Because I'm honestly big time confused. What negative narrative has there ever been? Ever! For the Buffalo Bills? Because like every negative was kind of like turned into a positive Smurfly. Nobody circles the wagons like the Bills. That's really not a bad narrative. Really not. You always kind of come alive at the end of the year, make it exciting, make it entertaining. Ever since you've been here, Shawnee boy, since Josh Allen walked into town, I mean, you cannot say anything bad about Buffalo without getting arrested. I mean, folks, honestly, you should see how many times the police knock on my door and want to have a little word with me. It's sickening how they get sucked in praise. We heard all offseason long, Josh Allen, number one, the best quarterback. If we had to do a reset draft, Josh Allen, everyone's taking him number one overall. He's the best player. He's the best quarterback. He's the best passer. It doesn't matter that he didn't win a Super Bowl or ever get to the Super Bowl or can't beat Patrick Mahomes. It's okay. They're still better than him. Like, that's the narrative. Patrick Mahomes goes and wins Super Bowls, but Josh Allen is better than him. Always some sort of excuse on Buffalo. They get a Hallmark movie. They get a Hallmark movie about love. They didn't give it to the Chiefs. That literally is what the movie's going to be, like, literally about. Like Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. I know they're not famous, the love couple in the story, but they were the first ones to bring love to the sport of the football. So that should have been the Chiefs. Well, they did get a holiday movie, last year. Okay. But then they went and gave one to Buffalo the very next year. For what? What have they earned? Have they earned a Hallmark movie? I don't think so. Keep losing to the Chiefs in the playoffs and you get a movie? That's the narrative, Sean. It's a good one. And he's acting like the narrative in Buffalo is like making them out to be the devil. Buffalo, can't go there. The worst city, the worst team. They've got no quarterback, no play. No! They're minus 9,000 to win the fucking division this year, Sean, okay? What narratives are we fucking talking about here? Do you see, folks, why I get so worked up when Buffalo comes into the conversation? It's because every Buffalo if you're, honestly, folks, take a look at all the Buffalo Bills fans you know. They are the most delusional people you'll ever meet. They literally all hate me just because I talk about the Dolphins. I mean, that's why, literally, these people are out of their minds. If you are a Buffalo Bills fan, you are out of your mind. You are delusional. You are crazy. You are out of your mind, and you should be institutionalized. All Buffalo Bills fans, the Bills Mafia, They're promoting the Mafia. We can't wipe our nose anymore. Wipe his nose. Can't do that anymore. That's gang violence, they say. Can't shoot a gun anymore, John Morant. Unless you're Shohei Ohtani, you can shoot the gun because he doesn't speak English, so it's okay. He doesn't know the culture. So, can't do wipe your nose celebration. The NFL is cracking down on the guns, but Mafia, Kai Cenat, Mafia-thon 3, Bills Mafia, but those are okay. Do you see, Sean, the passes you get? So what are you talking about, the negative narrative? The only negative narrative is coming from me. So if you are personally signaling me out, I appreciate it, but that's literally the only negative narrative. It's this guy right here. Because of the overall crazy positive out of this world narrative that you already get. I have to bring you down back to earth. Sean! This is insane. Insane. What he's trying to do. So this is what he says. Let's keep going because he has no point to make. I'm going to run it back from the beginning. Try not to pause it this time. But just look how he's grasping for straws when he's trying to go. And at the end of the video, it's the funniest thing. The reporter's like, okay, we get it, Sean. We get it. It's enough. Okay, okay. Sean, easy, big fella. Easy. I didn't mean, hey, it's all right, Sean, all right? We're good, Sean. I got the quote. It's fine. You said nothing. It's fine. I got the quote. We can move on. Somebody ask him another question so he stops babbling on. Here we go. Sean McDermott again.
Just overall changing the
just
narrative.
overall, folks, I'm not going to be able to get through this. My only goal here is to change the narrative around Buffalo. Oh my God, when I got here, the narrative was so bad. We can't win. Our team sucks. We're in upstate New York that nobody cares about. And I took it upon myself to change that mean, rude narrative of us here in Buffalo. Here we go.
Just overall changing the narrative on Buffalo, that is honestly probably the number one thing for me. You know, I hear it on TV. I hear it on, you know, not even watching a football game or not even a football broadcast or whatever, and they say,
You hear it in the news? When? What news are you watching? And this man just said, you know, I'm not even watching a sports broadcast and I hear it. So who the fuck are you listening to? Sean McDermott's listening to some random person. This man's on YouTube just looking for like one random channel on the hate. It's probably mine. And then he's like, oh, I keep hearing it on TV all the time. Sean, turn on ESPN right now, please. Please, I'm sure they've got Josh Allen in their mouth right now, okay?
they refer to that, this area, and I'm not even going to say it.
This area, and I'm not going to say it. So you're not even going to say what that narrative is? Because I'm not hearing it, Sean. Upstate New York? Are they taking shots at upstate New York? I don't get what you mean. Oh, folks, here he goes.
They don't know this.
They don't know this community, man. They don't know us, man. You know, they talk on the TV, but they don't really know us here. And I know us, and I know our guys. And you know what? I'm trying to turn the narrative around here. Just because we get knocked over and over for no reason. Josh is a good man. All right. He's an MVP. He's got a wife on his arm that loves him. Not like that pop star Taylor Swift. I hear it all. And I'm here to change it. Oh my God, Sean, you may be the most delusional person I think I've ever seen in my life. And I know delusional people, folks. Zing.
And just because it didn't work out 4 years
And
ago,
then now it's taking a turn. Now it's starting to take the turn here, folks. Here we go. Now we starting to go to those 4 Super Bowl losses that always haunt Buffalo. That haunt Buffalo, 4 straight losses. Here we go.
Because it didn't work out 4 years in a row. Nobody's ever going to do that again.
Nobody? Nobody's ever going to do that again, Sean? Let me clarify. What do you mean nobody's going to do that again? You mean nobody's going to get to 4 straight? Because the Chiefs are knocking on the door of that, okay, Sean? Or do you mean lose 4 straight? Because that probably will never happen. Because that's crazy. That's so trash. You want to see the bad narrative? I'll get it out for you. That's shit. You go to 4 straight Super Bowls and lose them all. That's real trash there, Sean. Real trash. You got all that experience. You're heading into the game. Oh, but we weren't favored. You're favored every game this year, Sean, so what's your excuse? You got all the home games this year, Sean. Is that the narrative? Is that the narrative, Sean? You got every game at home. Every bad game at home. You get it at home. Every tough game, you got it at home, Sean. That seems like a good thing. So this man just trying to grasp at everything. Now he's at the 4 Super Bowl losses. Okay, never going to happen again? Why? That's never going to happen again? 4 straight Super Bowls? Why can't you do it, Sean? Oh, yeah, because you can't even get to 1. Zing again.
People don't ignite. This is, you talk about, now you're going to get me going.
Oh, now you're going to get me. Yeah, see, he doesn't even know where. Now you're going to get me going. I thought you were already getting going, Sean. I took it upon myself to turn this narrative around. This narrative from positive narrative to even more positive narrative. All right.
It does. It bothers me. It honestly pisses me off.
It pisses him off, folks. Will you stop pissing off Sean McDermott and just suck off this Bills team to no end?
People don't know this town. They
don't know this town. They don't know us. And they talk like they know us, but they don't. I see the hard work every single day, and the media reports that they don't work hard. I'm watching them every day work hard. Folks, Sean, everybody is. Are you not understanding? It's football. And literally that goes for every city. Everybody says this. Man, they don't know us. They don't know what are we doing. Exactly. So why are you listening to the noise if it's all nonsense? If it's all ESPN, if it's all national media, if it's all exaggerating the hell out of everything, why are you paying that any mind, Sean? Why are you even listening to any media at all? Who cares what they say? Who cares what I say, Sean? Why are you letting it get to you? Don't you got 13 seconds to really focus on? That's what Sean McDermott's problem is. You got to fire him, Buffalo. And I know. He's great. He's the best. Blah, blah, blah. He can't get it done. This is not the leader y'all need. And it's unfortunate. Sorry, Sean. Here comes the negative narrative you can speak about. He's just not that kind of focused leader. It's unfortunate. And this has nothing to do with Sean the person, because I know what he went through, folks. It's really unfortunate, and it sucks. But I can't just tiptoe around it. Sean McDermott is he's just not it. He's letting random people get to him. He's trying to drum up some nonsense material to try to get his team motivated. 13 seconds left. He's the defensive specialist. He's a defensive-minded guy. 13 seconds left, and you give 50 yards of cushion. Look, they're the most favored to win the division, I think, in the NFL. Nobody's giving any other team credit. Everybody shits on the Finns, shits on Tua. I mean, you want to talk about negative narrative, Sean? How about we talk about the fucking Dolphins, okay? But do you see Mike McDaniel going to the podium and be like, man, they don't know us. They don't know us. They are working hard to change the culture here. No, you don't see Mike McDaniel crying at the podium. This is not good here, Sean. This is not a good look. Not a good look. Because I don't want to say it, but the defense has been the reason why the Bills aren't in the Super Bowl. It's not Josh Allen's fault, I'll tell you that. It's you holding the team back. You are in the center of the negative narratives. Sorry. This is the NFL, folks. I don't know what you want from me. If you're not top 32 coaches in the league, you gotta go. If you're 33rd, 34th, look, it's unfortunate. This is the top 32. And I don't know if Sean McDermott has it cut out for him where he can get over the big hump. Because we've seen him struggle and fail time and time again. Just like those 4 straight Super Bowl losses. So Sean McDermott at the podium, and here it is. Here's the best part, folks. I know we haven't even gone through the full thing yet. Here we go. There's still 14 seconds left. I tried to let it play out. I just couldn't keep my mouth shut. I'm sorry. Here we go. Sean McDermott.
4 straight Super Bowls. It'll never happen again.
And then he says that again. It will never happen again. Who says somebody's not going to 4 straight Super Bowls? The Chiefs are going to fucking do it this year, Sean, when they eliminate your ass in the AFC Championship game. Or wherever around your face, because we know you're not getting past them. Sorry, Sean. There's your bulletin board material. Go hang this video in every single TV in your locker room so you can get Josh Allen and everybody jazzed up to go play the game you're already favored to win. That was the big narrative, no, Sean? What about that narrative, Sean? That you're favored in every single game this year. Wow. But that's negative. That's a negative thing. Okay. Here we go. Final 9 seconds. We're going to get the reporter cutting him off because he keeps going. He keeps going, folks.
That's where there's other things that drive. Yeah, like, we're good. I'm good.
They said, we're good, coach. We're good. Because this man was just trying to talk about something. He was just trying to get those wheels spinning. He was grasping at everything. Bad narrative. 4 straight Super Bowls. We're the underdog. Okay, Sean. The Bills are so bad. We keep hearing about it. Josh Allen sucks. Sean McDermott can't coach. This Bills upstate New York is trash. If you might be a redneck if you live in upstate New York. Yeehaw! No, those hillbillies up there in upstate New York, man, oh man, they don't know a TV from a rock. They're all staring at the rock. Look at those hillbilly, uninvolved people in upstate New York looking at the rock like it's TV. Bah! They're passing the pigskin. They're actually throwing pigskin around, not a football. Look at those knuckleheads in upstate New York thinking they can play ball. There you go, Sean. There you go. Should we move on? Should we move on? Because, folks, the story up next, everything Sean McDermott says is the dumbest thing you've ever heard. Because here we go. Next story up. Ding, 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 ding. Josh Allen's going to be wearing a gold NFL shield on his fucking jersey. How about that for negative narrative? NFL MVP and Players of the Year will wear gold shield patches on their jersey this season instead of the traditional NFL logo. Players with the patch. MVP from last year, Josh Allen. Offensive Player of the Year from last year, Saquon Barkley. Defensive Player of the Year from last year, Patrick Surtain. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jaden Daniels, and Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jared Verse. They're all wearing gold NFL shields because they won an award last year. Okay, real. The sympathy MVP. The sympathy MVP Josh Allen got from the negative narrative media, those evil people in the media. They get to wear the gold. They get to wear the gold. The sympathy MVP that should have went to either Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow or even, hell, Saquon Barkley. Offensive Player of the Year. How about fucking MVP? How about you give Josh Allen Offensive Player of the Year? How about you give him the running back award since he loves running the fucking football? So, where's the negative now? Where's the negative now? You got the gold shield, and these look great. I'm not here knocking it. I love this idea. It's definitely, I don't want to say this, but, the card industry is really, they're turning into something. Fanatics, the cards. We just saw, I don't know, I know the news. Kai Cenat, he's doing, iShowSpeed is doing a tour across America. First stop is Tom Brady's house, and what does Tom Brady give him? A sports card. He's into sports cards now. He bought his own store. Michael Rubin, Fanatics. And then his second stop on tour that nobody talked about because it was the Dolphins, but I digress. Ricky Rose down in Florida. And what did Ricky Rose gift show iShowSpeed? The new jersey that was released that day from the Rivalry Collection. The Miami Dolphins new jersey in the Fanatics box and everything. That's where the I don't even know. That's it's all, that whole industry is bought. It's all bought and everybody's propping it up, and we'll see how it goes. All these rich billionaires all sinking their money into the sports cards and collectible market. Kevin O'Leary, Michael Rubin, all these other people breaking companies. So we'll see how propped up it gets. We'll see we all know the news going around on it. So obviously these are going to be in sports cards, patches. I mean, come on, that's going to drive up the value of them. I mean, we all know, folks. So just probably another cash grab. I mean, it looks cool, but I mean, this isn't have anything of substance really. And once again, first year, Josh Allen, let's give it to him. Classic. But we digress even more. So keep an eye out for the gold shield Sundays. Keep an eye out for the gold shields and trading cards. All right, let's keep moving on here. All right, I think we're done with the Bills talk, which people may be happy about. But I think we're done with the Bills talk for the day. I don't think I got another Bills story. Took up a good half hour, but, that's what Sean McDermott wanted. I gave Sean what he wanted. The negativity. There it is. The gold shield. Gold shield Josh Allen. I mean, folks. I got to move on. Here we go. All righty. The age-old question, folks, elite offensive line or elite skill players? Matt Ryan and, what's this guy's name? Tony Romo. Tony Romo were sat down and asked the question, which would you rather have, an elite offensive line or elite skill players? Matt Ryan says elite skill players, but it's close, very close. And Tony Romo says elite offensive line. So once again, the table is split. Do you go for the weapons or do you go for the line to protect the quarterback? Now, what we've seen kind of the last few years is you just need the line. The Chiefs, 2 years ago, when they lost everybody, all their playmakers, Tyreek Hill, there's no way they're getting back to the Super Bowl. Bingo, they won it. They won it. We get the Bills. The Bills. I mean, they lost all, Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis. They bring him back now, though, but he's not that player. So they had to draft Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, and they were able to still be productive, still win the division, still be a top tier in the league, still go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs and end up losing. Classic. So shout out to the elite skill players, but honestly, it's really the offensive line. You got to get it figured out. You can bring in solid players. If you got time to throw, routes are going to open up at some point. But it was just interesting to hear from their perspectives and kind of what we've seen the last 2 years. I think a lot of people are leaning elite offensive line, even quarterbacks, and even Matt Ryan. Let me just play his response here because he's very, very close to picking elite offensive line, but he goes with elite skill players. Here it is.
Skill players.
Oh, man.
Matt Ryan.
I got to go first on this one. Give me both, man. I want both. I'll take the elite skill players. I know that goes against everything kind of football 101, but it's a game breaker. We can just throw that thing out to the flat to, a Dez Bryant or a Julio Jones, and that thing goes to the house.
So he says, hey, it's a blessing just to be able to kind of throw it up and let my receiver do the work. And, I don't blame it. I can definitely understand it, but it doesn't seem like that wins. When was the last time a Super Bowl was really won by the receivers? Santonio Holmes for the Steelers? I mean, look, shout out to Jalen Hurts and shout out to Devontae Smith and all that, but, kind of the running back defense won the Eagles the Super Bowl last year. The Chiefs they got 2 years ago, the Chiefs again. You get the Rams, the Bengals, Rams-Bengals game, Bengals, all the offensive skill player talent, not the greatest line. Tampa Bay for Tom Brady, beating the Chiefs. They had some good weapons, obviously, Mike Evans, Gronk. So, skill players, I know it's all flashy. It's the name, but shore up that line, folks. Dolphins. Hopefully it's shored up this year, please. All righty. Let's keep moving on here. And this is something here, folks. Obviously, we're liking the Jags a lot this year. We're liking Liam Cohen, but maybe we've got to kind of move the Jags up even further heading into the season because we get this quote here by a defensive coordinator. I'm pretty sure this is anonymous on Liam Cohen and his kind of offensive kind of mentality, his play calling, and just his overall mindset in football in general. And I'm kind of in love with Liam Cohen now. Here we go. A quote of a defensive coordinator last year when they faced Liam Cohen says, quote, "It's not just the plays themselves, but the way the plays were sequenced. He was able to be one step ahead of us a lot, which is rare," an NFC defensive coach said. Quote, "I would actually say he's probably the only guy that was one step ahead of us all year. I was really impressed with that. That guy's game plan against us got us to reassess so much stuff during the season and during the offseason. Honestly, I was so impressed by it." So this is a defensive mind gushing about Liam Cohen and his offensive genius here, and that he's always one step ahead of whatever their game plan is, and made them reassess and re-guess everything that they kind of built up until that point because Liam Cohen got his hooks into them. So, loving the Jags to be big competitive this season. We've taken Travis Hunter on his over touchdown props at 4.5, potentially knocking on the door for the division. Let's quickly see. We're a day out, folks. Get your future bets in. You got to get them in before kickoff on Thursday, folks, okay? Can't wait till Sunday. So, let me see these division odds because I want to see if they've been creeping up at the final call here. Division winner for the Jags. Let me get up my picture that we screenshotted. January, February, March, April, May, June. June 4th. June 4th. The Jags were plus 260 to win the division. Second favorites. And now the Jags are plus 270. Wow. Wow. Vegas isn't impressed with the quote. He's not impressed with the quote there. Okay. Well, better. I mean, it's solid value. It's solid value there, folks, with the Jags at plus 270 to win the division. Jags or the Texans, obviously the call. I think the Colts will be a little competitive this year, but not to the level of the Texans and Jags. But watch out for Liam Cohen. I mean, we'll be betting him probably a lot this season, betting the Jags, and hoping we get some value with it. Once again, here we go. People don't know how hard it is to get to 4 straight Super Bowls. It will never happen again. Eagles in Chiefs 2023, Chiefs 2024, Chiefs 2025. So, Sean, watch out. You may have woken the sleeping beast. You may have woken the beast, Sean. Alrighty. Matthew Golden, the rookie wide receiver for the Packers, folks. Everyone's gushing about him, and I think rightfully so. I think we did endorse his receiving yards this season as well. So watch out for that. Once again, all these Packers receivers, they all can't play. They're all injured. It's supposed to be Matthew Golden to bring them kind of back into relevancy. And he's not feeling any pressure. So that's good because they're going to be leaning on him a lot. Let's read a couple of quotes here by Matthew Golden. It says, quote, "I just feel like I've been waiting my whole life to get in the position I am in right now. At the end of the day, it's still football. It's a sport I've been playing since I was a kid. That's how I treat it." And here we go in the article, saying that he's flashed the skills and the swagger of wide receiver number 1. And Jordan Love had this to say about him, says, quote, "He's come in, he's made a name for himself, and he's making some good plays every day. That's what we like to hear, the consistency every day. Making the impact, not these shit college quarterbacks that are so wishy-washy, up and down, inconsistent. That ain't Matthew Golden." So watch out for him. I know there's big love on the Packers, the national media. They're gushing over Jordan Love. I pumped the brakes a little bit, but watch out for Matthew Golden. And let's go here. Let's go here now on J.J. McCarthy because I think this is one of the best plays, folks, of the season. J.J. McCarthy's passing yards. We endorse it. The Vikings to win the division. I am endorsing it, folks. Plus 340. I think this is the best team in the division. I know everybody's off of J.J. McCarthy, and I don't really understand why. He's a perfect game manager, and I'm not trying to burst anybody's bubble. I'm really not. But Tom Brady, was he the biggest arm quarterback in the league? No. Was he the most accurate? I mean, he was up there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not saying like he's not very, very close to the top in these categories. But he was never the most strongest arm, the most zippest arm. No. He was a great, at the end of the day, game manager. Taking a lot of people, clown him for the dink and the dunk, but making the right throws to move the ball down the field, to score points, to win the game, which is the goal of the game. Not having the most yards or the flashiest arm. I mean, I literally just saw, I was going to save it, I didn't, a video earlier today that Tom Brady was doing an interview and he called Aaron Rodgers, how I call Aaron Rodgers, the best thrower of the football in football history. Not the best quarterback, the best thrower of the football. And Tom Brady said the same exact thing. Passing the ball, passing the football, throwing the football, Aaron Rodgers is better than anybody else in NFL history. But quarterbacking is more than just throwing the ball. It's making the right throw at the right time. Able to kind of manipulate the coverage at the line of scrimmage. And J.J. McCarthy, not really manipulating the line, the defense at the line of scrimmage, but able to game manage at Michigan. Able to come into an already great system with great players, playmakers, good offensive line, a smart mind in Kevin O'Connell, and what everybody just seems to forget is a great defense, folks. Let me see. Where is the media? Where's the media ranking the Vikings defense? And 2025 NFL top defenses heading into the season. I mean, is this not a top 10, top 12 defense? Fantasy football draft ranking defense special teams. Where do they rank them? Ravens, Texans, Broncos, Eagles, Steelers, Vikings. Check, please. Number 6. Oh, it's a top 6. I know it's fantasy defense, but folks, it's the same fucking thing. Vikings top 6 defense by ESPN. So I really don't get it. Everyone wants to prop up Caleb Williams that can't even be good in the preseason. But a team that was established, everyone still loving the Lions. The Lions roar. They lost everybody. And we've seen the ceiling of Jared Goff. We've seen the ceiling of him. So here we go. Let's read this quick article on J.J. McCarthy. Since, nobody's talking about him in the national media, we have to rely on his own teammates gushing over him. Maybe Kevin O'Connell should start crying at the podium. Man, they don't know Minnesota like us, man. They don't know Minnesota like me. They don't know this city. They don't know these players. They put in the work. I see them every day. J.J. McCarthy's a national champion, and everyone's slapping him in the face. But you praise Sam Darnold. You see what I did with Sam Darnold last year? And everyone's writing us off. It was Sam Darnold. We're not putting the success of the team on Sam Darnold. Here we go. TJ Hawkinson. Great tight end. Everybody loves him. Everyone gushes over TJ Hawk. This is what he has to say on JJ McCarthy. Quote. Well, this is about him. I don't care about what you say about you. Talk about JJ McCarthy. Here we go. Hawkinson's participation this offseason should aid his rapport with first-year starter J.J. McCarthy. Says, quote, "We want you here at the spot with a certain timing," Hawkinson said of the Vikings offense. But on the other hand, J.J. is a playmaker. Kevin O'Connell wants us to get open. Get open. He'll find you. Another quote by TJ Hawkinson says, quote, "JJ is a lot like Matthew Stafford and a little like Kirk Cousins. Just depends on the routes and what we're doing. I want you here at this time, but on the same hand, I want you to get open. I'm going to trust you." So we love that. The quarterback trusting his receivers to make the right route, to cut it off early if he needs to keep going if he needs to. J.J. McCarthy is going to trust his receivers, and that's great. He's got trust. He's got the chemistry. He's getting the rapport, the camaraderie with his team. And I really don't see any flaw in this Vikings team. I don't see the flaw. The flaw is J.J. McCarthy, but at the end of the day, he's the game manager. That's all we need. That's all we need. Jalen Hurts threw the ball for 2,200 yards, and they won the Super Bowl. Maybe it was 2,500. But it was less than 3,000, folks. We all know that. So we don't even need him to sling the ball. We just need him to do what he did at Michigan. Deliver the ball, safe and effective, and you win it all. All righty, folks. That is going to do it for us today, I believe. We are going to transition to our sports betting show. We've got some running backs, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns to kind of close us out on our deep dive into the futures, placing a couple of bets, sweating the season all season long with the right play. So we're going to transition to that probably in the next 10 to 20 minutes, but this is going to be the end of the Takes by Fan show, so I appreciate y'all listening, watching. But once again, back on Twitch, back on wherever you're watching this right now. So come still hang out, be a part of the chat. I will look at the chat during that, folks. And yeah, let's find a way to make a little money this NFL season. Alrighty, folks, I appreciate y'all listening. Sean McDermott, settle down, okay? Seriously. And we'll see you tomorrow, folks. Tomorrow, Thursday.